That's where it started. That was the first doodle sketch, 4 yard, when I was like, okay, I want to get on with this now, and then drew that. That was a rubbish intro. I had the idea in my head for about 10 years, I think, like to build this type of thing, and then finally drew it down. I was like, okay, let's do it. Spent a while recceing locations, found a really good place. Some skaters had built a little thing there for a while. Picked the best place to do it based on where the water was going. Just started collecting stuff like pallets, wood, concrete, and just sort of freestyled it, to be honest. We've got pallets at an angle, and then we tried to like attach them in a triangle. So the idea was if you hit it, it can't topple over, because if you like that, then it will just go. Yeah, the first time we started training on it, it was like really wobbly, and it was like we were being really nervous, like delicate, and we were like,
Yeah. Seki. Oh yes. Hey. Yes.
Pallets like that, and then we wanted a block. The idea being you could train like an IMAX block type thing, but in the wet. So it was like a very like London style orientated spot. You could prep doubles on the block and then go to the walls and do it for real. The size was very important, like the scale. We had to like really figure out what was a good distance for a fun cat pass that was also big enough to be hard for people. Like you could, even high level people will find something quite difficult with that size gap. We actually were really stupid and like thought if we put concrete on the top of the walls, it'll make it feel like a real wall. And we're like, yeah, that'd be really nice. But then, now obviously the concrete didn't stick to the wood, because concrete doesn't stick to wood, so it just came off immediately. So that was pretty stupid.
Really sharp, and like a lot of the edges have like come off. Over here, like through this colour. Just yeah. Apart from that, it's good.
The first night of building, because we put concrete on it, we couldn't train it straight away. We had to wait for the concrete to dry. And then the second day, the concrete was dry, and I was there with Jake Hancock, and we like tried stuff for the first time, and that was pretty scary, I'll be honest. Like the running pre, didn't know if it was just gonna like crumble or just go over or like snap off or anything. Like I did it to the side where it's close to the block to get as much like support as possible.
Yeah, shotgun doesn't break. Oh yes. How was that? Yeah.
And then yeah, the cat pass pre as well. That was a bit stressful.
Yeah, nice. MBD.
It did wobble a lot.
It worked. It was a bit wobbly and a bit scary, but it worked. The concrete started coming off, so we just kind of smashed it off and boarded it instead and put grip tape instead. By that time, more people had come to join in. We put more concrete on the bottom, finished everything, and then we could like actually train it. And we had like a group of people, and we had like our first proper session at Yard like that night, and that was epic. That was like everyone just freestyling, like really fast training, and like it was just a very special night, because like, there's a really good feeling that we just built the first public undercover spot in the UK.
Hey, look, wait up, you thought that I missed the drop, but I never. Big impact like Ross or Heather. Man mind out when I'm strapped with a lever. Told man already that we got the pumpy, dump it, niggas all fly like feather. Man them think that just turned bad, I was bad from when I choked by more better. Strapped up man in a peak dilemma. Don't belt man off an unknown brother. White and bold, 6 feet in a North Face gym shoes. Nah, I do not shop cheddar. You're not bad, bad you never. West Indies, strap whole bear pepper. True religions and a Polish pistol. Skeng man dance, I'm a real hot stepper. Flick me a jaw, won't see that tenor. Beat me at night, won't see it like ever. Walking at Westfield and I'm too bait, so I told the babe she can hold my wetter. Told my babe she can have my picnic. Things in a bra, friends can't shift me. Holding the food, dogs can't sniff me. Dirt moves, I've done a lot like Pixie. They wanna pitch me. I said, catch my team when you tipsy. When you man will sound like Mixie. Must be a joke, no funny man trick me. Try to touch Zoo or Ty or Jams or LS or BK, I'll be slapping. Axe man up on the road, no ramp.
That was like the beginning of the whole thing. That was like the start of it.
Run a man down, no hide or camping. That fake tool that you guys got.
Yeah, it was like that first night of training was just epic.
Only time you and a bus is wanking.
Everyone was going mental, just running around with the camera.
Bags of the Miley, so it's all hot. Heat wave like Wiley, but I need peace, so I gotta get grimy.
I don't know, there's something special about it. It's like we'd made it and now we were training on it. And we kind of all realised what we had just done as well. We'd made somewhere in London to train when it's wet. A really special night. And it was like the beginning, first yard sesh. And then that started the ball rolling.
Oh my god.
You know, the walls weren't super strong yet and no one had got any of the big gaps down yet and we hadn't built any of the big gaps yet. So quite chill training at first, like a small little community of us.
Necko, 2005, nothing long, straight neckery, Necko gang. Okay, listen. Necko, become Sacco, drop on the Mecco, now whatever that thing like, cause Necko, become Sacco. Who is it? It's the Marco man, never gonna vex that Arco man, comes here in the circle man, all for the green and purple man, cause it's the Marco guy, never gonna vex that Arco guy, comes here in the circle guy, all for the green and purple. When I split the Marco, I'm making them see look like Arco, my hands on circle, for the green and purple, cause them beef on Marco, I'll leave your chest with a circle, and get left on the door.
But then over time, we're like, right, this is becoming like a real thing. We need to add one of the more serious gaps to like make it a more long-term spot and also a spot that provides for higher level people, more powerful people, and provide some like something to aspire to for more beginner people or less powerful people. So we wanted to build what we now call Third Wall. Yeah, so we rallied a whole bunch of people together, like basically all of Lewisham parkour and then some super guys as well. And then we started building the Third Wall, which was designed to be like a big cat pass pre, or a nice standing pre, or a running pre back, or a dive back. It was supposed to be the gap with like some decent scale to it.
If you do click, which is quite unlikely if you're even going to try this, you're so high level.
Yeah, actually, realistically, if you're trying this, you're not taking off here.
Yeah, you're taking off like back here.
Can we table
At least.
Come on, baby!
Fuck, those are a lot heavier than I expected.
And yeah, that wall was a lot stronger. We had way more people and we knew a bit more this time, so we built it with more of an angle.
Let's get 2 measurements of this. You're going to fix the bottom and then it's not going to change. Yeah. It has to be extra long. Okay.
I'll do it. You're the cameraman.
No, Jake, move.
We want to be side connected at 3 points.
And we braced it even more. And we put concrete, way more concrete in the bottom of it. Yeah, whilst building Third Wall, it was comical how just incompetent we all were. We just had no idea what we were doing, like, at all. So we're trying to mix concrete in like bags, and we're like poking it under the thing with a stick and bracing it in really stupid ways. Like, we just had no idea what we were doing. We just sort of freestyled it and made it work. And it's just a nice sort of team effort of everyone figuring it out. So yeah, that was quite a fun night.
Welcome to the bench, boys. No, any benches, any garden, any house, we'll fucking do it.
We'll bench it.
We'll bench it.
Should be.
2, that's it. Nice volley. Fucking look at you go, yeah, mate. This won't work.
That was a really important wall to build, because after that, once that wall was built, the yard kind of became a proper spot.
Oh, the inaugural cat pass! Don't Bang, 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 bang.
And all of a sudden, people were doing things that was like really advanced, and people train hard there to do stuff that was scary. And, yeah, more people started coming, and really cool stuff was getting thrown down, and like the spot was developing and becoming a proper like spot in its own right. Cat Pass 3 kind of became like a fundamental cat pass to hit, decent size for like London community. And yeah, Yard kind of stayed like that for quite a long time, and that's when it started to prove itself. It proved it could last, it proved it wouldn't get knocked down, it proved it could provide for high level athletes and beginner athletes, and then it proved it was a good place for the community when it rained. Like yeah, like Team Fat went there, and that was nuts. Like they did basically everything. It was sick. So like that was a very nice representation of what was possible at the spot.
From the edge of that all the way to the other edge there is 15.5, but he'll probably land around here where it's 11.
Right, it's still kind of slippery with these gloves on.
Really?
I feel like the gloves have just a set grippiness.
Yeah.
My hands can like...
Your hands won't slip out though, like...
Alright, I'm gonna do what the Kong pre, see how that feels, and then I'll send it.
Yeah. Look powerful.
Wait, say that again.
Try and aim for here.
Aim for here. Yeah, you're going for the double now?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. It's a fucking big double. Yeah. You're doing that light work as well. Yeah, you want to make sure everything's on point with this. You just got to trust that you'll see it when you get to it. The main problem seems to be that when you get to the run-up, you can't see the top of the wall because it slants downwards a bit. So it's really hard to get yourself to commit. You just got to trust that you'll see the top of the wall when you get to it. Once you get closer, you will see the top of the wall. So you just have to commit. Oof. God damn, that is a fat one. It's fucking big. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Fucking sick. Oh, that was so clean. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, now that third wall was built, like the spot was getting hit properly. Like a lot of people were doing some really cool stuff, and it just sort of made us realise we had to really kind of double down on it. We realised we had to make it big enough to support the London community properly because it was being used properly. So we decided that's when we needed to level up and invite everyone in and build new stuff and make it more public. Because until then it was a secret. We kept Yard a secret. That's actually why it's called Yard, because when we were out training and it started raining, we didn't want to let everyone know it existed because we didn't know if it could take large jams or people with heavy landings, or if we had bare people there with the police turn up, or we didn't want to draw attention to it. So while we were figuring that out, we needed a code word to say, oh, we're going to go there without people knowing. So we said, oh, it's going to go Yard. Oh, it's raining. I'm tired now. I'm just going to go Yard. So people would think you're going home, but people who knew would go, oh, he's going Yard. That means he's going Yard. So that's why it's called Yard. It's not the Yard. You don't go the home. You go home. So you go Yard. You don't go the Yard. Doesn't make sense. So now that we felt it was safe and strong, we thought we should open it to the community. So we had some extra build ideas that we wanted to do. We had like a little mini trainer, which is now called Yardito. We wanted to build because people were saying that the walls of Yard are quite high for a lot of people, and the gap was pretty decent. So we wanted to make something smaller for people to learn cat passes on and doubles and stuff. And we wanted to build a bigger gap for the more powerful members of the community for like running pre, standing pre, flip pre, flow, stuff like that. So we started building the island. So what we did with the super lot, especially the super lot, we planned where they were going to be, and then over like a week or like 2 weeks, I was just going with various people from the Lewisham community, scavenging and scrapping and getting pallets and getting rubble and getting scrap bits of stuff and then piling it at Yard, and then getting things placed so that one day when we were ready, we say, okay guys, Super XXL, like let everyone know about it, and was like, hey, we have Yard, by the way, surprise, we're going to do a community build day to introduce everyone and also make it big enough for our a Super Jam. Super's quite a big community jam in London every week, so it needs to be quite a hefty spot to support that.
Right, so this is where the island's gonna go. This is where David's gonna go, and then this is Yardito.
So yeah, we got the community down. Everyone turned up. It was a really nice day. We just started building. Everything was there ready. So it was just about like delegation. It was like, okay, can you mix that concrete? Can you mix that? Can you smash this brick? Can you fill that up with this? Can you do that? And everyone was chipping in, and it was epic. And then once it was all finished, it obviously just immediately became a jam. Just started training. And that was sick. That was so much fun. And it was really nice to get all the community involved and see the spots doing their job as well. Like see the new builds doing their job.
It is another community build day at Yard. Lots of the community helping to extend the Yard today.
It's the Al shots with a bally. I wish a girl would know Shally. Just I got the keys like a valet. Heat like Miami. Free flow on the
Got some structural engineering from a bunch of people who don't know what we're doing.
Air boom, on my team stay annihilating. Chest. So I really don't know why you're hating. Put your copies over, your people sideways. Twins look, filming up. All them other gal, them a regular. Aiming up on the radio, over video. Simming up, all them little gal. Better simmer down. Inferior, she get the real thing. I'm original. Hit it up, we want the kitty cat. Make it rock it up, tip it up. Ride it like a horse, tell her hit it up. Whenever, y'all tear it up, y'all rip it up. What a gal, no, y'all get comedian. Not a gal, tell her what a gal. In the area, stop a gal, ain't no flot a gal. We no afraid of ya. Dig you out the grave and put you in, then we bury ya. That's the only time you beat all over social media.
The idea is that we've created a running free from here to here.
Our backhander, straight to Wakanda. Our blaster, me or the master. Casper, me do it down, gal, over the snatcher. Dash that in a trash bag, come and grab that. Bad gal, bust a dead gal, is a disaster. Actor, cut the chapter, me did a caster. Fracture, with the gas up in my gas, scratch that. Give them airtime when I'm here, like asthma, asthma. Killing all of them, because me know, send me bad. Quick things I never slowly, don't have to lie to the cozy, holy moly. I spin the gal quicker, the roly poly, all and only. I'm bigger than him, and Herman told the on the ball, the Kobe. They're taking shots while I'm the goalie. Oh, your team is phony, I think you know. I know you know, but then you low with money, you gon' need more. You find it over, what's the story like? I never sold the Ballamori, yeah. They don't wanna mess because me cold, you're my villain, everybody knows I got the flow and the skill, man, they even hating on the girl, but they're chillin', man, they even hating on the girl. See, they don't wanna mess because me cold, you're my villain, everybody knows I got the flow and the skill, man, they even hating on the girl, but they're chillin', man, they even hating on the girl. See.
Okay, island. Running free, obvious, or big cat pass plyo, or side pre, very nice, or stride pre, or gallop pre, or running plyo pre. The very big boys, there's cat pass, gallop pre, ush. Also the flow lines, like dive, cat pass, speed step, vault this, continue to Yardito, over, super difficult but nice. Big standing pre, but probably too big. And you can also cat pass plyo this way, or cat pass dive out. You can try the running pre, gallop dive. It's all juicy. And then there's Yardito. There's this running pre from block to the wall of Yardito. There's the pre-down dive out to the edge of Yardito. There's the cat pass pre plyo dive, or cat pass pre side pre dive out. And then for people learning cat pass pre's, there's this cat pass pre which you can build up on the side here until you get ready. And then also you can do the same with doubles. Bang, bang, double. You can do the same with the dive. You can dive it, you can cat pass clear it. There's this cat pass pre that's already been broken. There's also the dive roll back. There's also this running pre. 1, 2, pre to the wall, dive out. I can't think of anything more. That's basically everything. Okay, bye.
But yeah, that was a special day. That was a special day because Yard went from being quite a small, limited place to being something that could support a lot of people. And also it became a support for the super community because now every week that it rains, they're not like, it's like, we'll just go Yard. Easy.
We've got Young Chok hitting this double here. Yeah, come on, bro. Yes, Carly, nice. You do it a few more times here, edge to edge, get confident, take it over here. Yeah, okay, you're way too powerful. You should just do it right now.
Spin like a like my ring, me no want girl come defend me. Give me antique, so me no want be friendly. Them girl a fancy, me no talk no friendship. Don't put a belly if she want pretend, yeah. No one midweek like a Wednesday. Me no idiot, girl a no finke. If a girl broke like a counter empty. Come to the big jam for it. Better than me, you know the antenne. Any style we be say don't have any girl correct. To the good part of it, them a me no fan pose. But me wipe on the body African man say. Me da glide on the something like goat and parrot. For them a nap shit and it's like them no get. God them a kiss ass like Muta said. And we a rip body like a walk, like say me a go take money. Like my mother, that's how me a get bully. Me a the goat and me never have to make curry. If pop off, if a girl try get funny. Me nah rap killer with them and I check no pay. But if you harm with your own, I go get lucky. Nasty girl like Sean, them a hate the thing. I tell my class. My dear, sit on the body like it was a high cheer. Me the bad girl, so nobody I fear. Put in our fears like it was an eye year. Let me have a toast with my friend and my peers. Me the make it quite clear. Them a get a boss, but it was a light year. Tell story even a woody right here. Me have a big egg, but a cocky idea. So shit up a bit disturbing the peace. I'm having a feast. I wanna run a rubber to eat. Like I'm a get and I'm a dead and I'ma leave them deceased. The good in the I'm a bust like I was sticking my beat. It's crunch time, so I tell a fella bon appetit. I'm on my grind, I got everybody gritting the teeth. It's some pants like what a fella we're underneath. You know I be keeping it brief. And we a rip body, like a walk, like say me I go take money. Like my bottle, that's how me I get bully. Me a the goat and me never have to make curry. If pop off, if a girl try get funny. Me nah rap killer with them and I check no pay. But if you harm with your own, I go get lucky. Nasty girl like Sean, them I hate the thing. Not in my class. Him salute, me have a no style, me a introduce. Now bother waste time, me have things for do. And you know want smoke, I me pink pollute. See me on the road and them think me cute. Me make a man break like an interlude. Them gyal have fake, them have things to prove. Yo scratch, come here boy. Me want look to vanity favor. Shake up me body like it was a shaker. Me a go on back, me a blow me ear. Climb up the body like a escalator. I am not a faker. He might give me high like a skyscraper. He might give me wine and I get a taster. He might have a strong spirit and me a the chaser. Like a walk, like say me go take money. Like my bottle, that's how me a get bully. Me a the goat and me never have to make curry. If pop off, if a girl try get funny. Me nah rap killer with them and I check no pay. But if you harm with your own, I go get lucky. Nasty girl like Sean, them I hate the thing. Not in my class. Him salute, me have a no style, me a introduce. Now bother waste time, me have things for do. And you know want smoke, I me blink pollute. See me on the road and them think me cute. Me make a man break like an interlude. Me make a man break. Him salute, me have a no style, me a introduce. Now bother waste time, me have things for do. And you know want smoke, I me blink pollute. See me on the road and them think me cute. Me make a man break like an interlude. Me make a man break.
Wow!
But yeah, so now we had this spot which was so big and so varied and had like a nice curve to it that it was able to provide for basically anyone in London, which was really, really nice. And it started becoming very apparent the amount of jams were there, and it started really doing its job. Like people would learn to double cat pass on Little Yardito and then do it over the gap, and that'd be their first double. Like for a lot of people, they did their first double on those two walls, which is really cool, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm sure everyone who was involved in Yardito is super proud of that, because that's what it's for. And like cat pass prees and getting over the fear of dives and stuff like that. So Yardito has done so much in its short little lifespan. It's been such a good trainer and teacher for a lot of the younger community especially. But yeah, Yardito is fucking epic. And then the Island was just starting to, all the serious distances were starting to get chucked, because Island is like 12 steps away from the block. So now that's a huge standing pre, which was drawing the attention of a lot of people, making it like a challenge, a notable challenge. The spot was getting really frequently hit by a lot of people and providing every single time, so it's becoming a real proper spot for the London community. Like in a lot of cities, if they had a spot like that outside, that would be like the main spot for the city. That'd be like one of the most frequented spots. That'd be like the let's meet at 12 at yard type spot. So that was the main period. And once Yardito and Island was built, it was like everything changed, and it was like, oh, this is a serious spot. And that was epic. A lot of stuff has been done with that setup. One thing it didn't have was something with like verticality to it. So we kept getting asked for a climb up trainer or a small arm jump or something to do 180s off of. So I was like, all right, let's do that then. So that's when we decided to build tower. I had to think about this a lot because we were really worried it would just get knocked over because we didn't know how hard someone could hit it. But after building an island and seeing how that was like immovable, like completely statue, we realised, okay, maybe it's probably fine. What we did is we made it about 10 pallets tall, I think, and then we like filled the bottom 4 to the brim. Like we even brushed the spot and like collected the dust and poured that in to get into little cracks. So it's actually as full of stuff as we could make it. Concrete, bricks, rubble, everything. And then the next 3 we filled a little bit less, and then the last couple we didn't put anything in them. So then it's like, the idea is to make it so that the pivot point is always weighted in one way. So if you hit it at the top, once it goes here, if this was heavy, it would pull it down. So we wanted this to stay light, so once it goes over, it would naturally want to readjust itself. So like one of those little toys, Weebles. And it worked. Like you could smack that so hard and it just doesn't go anywhere at all. Like at all.
Purchase your tracks today. I'm gonna look at the arm jump.
Yes, climb up. Nice, nice. Yes, nice.
But it had a pretty significant test on the horizon. Project Next Gen, Max Ward's project, was scheduled on a weekend that was very likely to rain, and it was bringing high-level international athletes from all over, and hundreds of people. It was huge, it was epic. So we kind of had to prepare for that. One of the walls was a bit wobbly, and we knew people were going to be hitting that 300 times over the day because it's the Cat Pass pre-wall. So what we did was we opened it up, rallied up some people again, and filled it to the brim with bricks and concrete and like sand, and it took hours. It took so long, so much scavenging, so much mixing concrete, like people donating money to help us buy concrete and wood and stuff like that, and we just filled it up. And now it's actually rock solid. Like that wall is stronger than most walls you will ever train on. It's actually, you cannot move it if you wanted to. So now we know that's how you build walls. Because Project Next Gen was such a big event and we knew we had to prepare for it, in doing so we've kind of learned, oh, that's how you make the walls really strong. So now we know for future projects, for future walls, or for undercover spots in other cities, now we know, okay, what you do is you build it like this in this angle and you fill it with these things, and you do it like this, and then you concrete the edge and stuff like that. That really helped us make the format and like solidify how to build strong walls for DIY spots in parkour.
That was so tight. It was like this.
Yeah, now we had this massive spot that was just getting hit regularly and providing for a lot of people. And Yard was just becoming this like community hub. Like people would just go there. It was becoming so known in the culture of London that you could go to Yard on a rainy day and you actually will probably see someone there. Like if it's Saturday and it's raining and you go Yard, there's probably someone there. And in a group chat, like London training group chat, people just be like, Yard? It's so quickly become a cultural focal point for the parkour community in London. Yeah, it's just very cool, very special place now. Like there's something important about it, I think. It's like a community hub. It's a community hub almost for the London scene. It's somewhere that provides for the London scene when it rains. Instead of everyone staying in their house and being a bit separated, we can still go out and socialise. We got the bench and people just sort of hang out on the bench, and yeah, it's really cool. It's really special when people train with each other who don't normally train with each other because they're all brought to Yard. So because it's the only real option for training when it's wet, the different groups and different cliques will all go there on a rainy Saturday. So all of a sudden you have this jam where people are mixing a lot more, and it's like it's just a beautiful shared space for the community, and it's really special. I'm really proud of it. Then it got hit, and it had to, Yard got tested.
On a level, still roll deep on a level. I represent the best MCs on a level. I don't know what they told you, but I'm not a mutt. You can never be like Whitey on a level. Give me trophies of all-time medals, cause anytime I wanna put pressure on the levels, I save notes and I'm living off shekels. So tell a sound boy you can't play with the levels on a level. Steam whistle, take off your head like a big scud missile. My style's after Izzle. My Donny got caught on the road with 20 jizzle. Ain't heard a word from him, he got a mizzle. Can't be a bear if you don't really wanna grizzle. Shit's gonna happen if you're keeping it rizzle. Yes, talk you cheap like Lidl. I'm an old school like Piggy in the middle. I'm in season, I got rhythm. For the holiday season, I got gallon. So then when I start breathing, and it's a act, cause that's a life I've been leading. And I'm a eater sometimes, but I realist, cause I'm in the A and act like I'm in the C-list. I ain't Freddy, that's the way my old team is. In the corner of the dance, standing with the Jesus. On a level, still roll deep on a level. I represent the best MCs on a level. I don't know what they told you, but I'm not a mutt. You can never be like Whitey on a level. Give me trophies of all-time medals, cause anytime I wanna put pressure on the levels, I save notes and I'm living off shekels. So tell a sound boy you can't play with the levels. I haven't written for a bit, because I've been chilling out, missing on the grid. High grade got man living in the mist. Vodka and lemonade sipping to the piss. Man a big fishing at the game, no sprats. House on the beach, no hoods, no hats. I be swimming in the sea with the prawns and the crabs. This type of life too good, no bad. I feel so glad I'm free, alive and kicking. For years I've been kicking up a dust and winning. For years I've been picking up a mic and spitting. Telling everybody how my whole team's living. Telling everybody how my whole team's gravy. Got the 6 figures in training just like they were army and navy. Hailed them up for all the bravery. It was the London streets that made me. On a level, still roll deep on a level. I represent the best MCs on a level. I don't know what they told you, but I'm not a mutt. You can never be like Whitey on a level. Give me trophies of all-time medals, cause anytime I wanna put pressure on the levels, I save notes and I'm living off shekels. So tell a sound boy you can't play with the levels on a level. I'm leveling. The price of the house here slash dribbling. People wanna go to the hotspot and rave. If they ain't my friend then I can't get them in. I came through Merc inside grinder sets. Said I'm gonna work so I find the checks. Now I'm tied in and the money flies in. Tell the business team I'd like to invest. See it's all fun and games so you end up broke. I don't want my career to end up a joke. On a good day you be making paper. On a bad one you be looking for hope. So if you really want my advice and take it, try not to spend until you've made it. Just live within your means innit. I don't need to front cause I've seen it. On a level, still roll deep on a level. I represent the best MCs on a level. I don't know what they told you, but I'm not a mutt. You can never be like Whitey on a level. Give me trophies of all-time medals, cause anytime I wanna put pressure on the levels, I save notes and I'm living off shekels. So tell a sound boy you can't play with the levels on a level. Still roll deep on a level. I represent the best MCs on a level. I don't know what they told you, but I'm not a mutt. You can never be like Whitey on a level. Give me trophies of all-time medals, cause anytime I wanna put pressure on the levels, I save notes and I'm living off shekels. So tell a sound boy you can't play with the levels on a level.
And that was epic. It was a huge jam. People doing so much stuff. Yeah, that was quite emotional because seeing something we'd made and it started in that little small space, providing for such a big event and like so many people training and like all the cheering and all the shouting, like the energy of that jam was epic. It's so cool, and that was only possible because we provided that space. So that was really. That was a nice full circle because it turned about a year old just after that jam, so it was a nice celebration of Yard. That was a proper celebration of Yard. Yeah, Yard is quite an incredible project to be a part of because it's really demonstrated a few things. It's demonstrated that by just getting on with something, you can start things. And then when things are started, people join. When people join, you have a community, and a community is defined by the actions of the members. It's not. You can't just say, "Oh, we're a community," but we never do anything with each other. We just kind of have a common interest. These events are what build communities, and I'm incredibly proud to have been part of the team that was able to provide for the community like that and develop that space for the London community. I'm really proud of that. And I'm proud of the London community for jumping in so wholeheartedly and building it and keeping it okay and loving it. It's also demonstrated quite clearly in a very visceral, physical form the nature of maintenance and labours of love, how those two things interact. Like, passion is easy, but work is hard. having an idea is easy, but processing it into reality and logistics and planning is hard. Dreaming is easy, waking up is hard. You know, it's a very interesting analogy for a lot of things in life, I think, projects like this, because it is for the community, so you realise that your actions impact the people around you, and you have the ability to provide for people around you, you have the ability to affect the people around you, you have the ability to like shape your environment, sometimes more than you expect. And sometimes doing those things takes more out of you than you expect. And sometimes you need more help than you expect. And sometimes people can help you more than you expect. And I think these are all things that seem obvious when you say them, but when you live, when you have a project that forces you to interact with those principles every time you want to do something, I know it's interesting. And I think a lot of things get roped into that to make Yard so special. Like everyone knows what's gone into it, everyone knows it's not guaranteed, everyone knows it wasn't for us, everyone knows it wasn't given to us, everyone knows we built it, everyone knows we built it for us. Like there's something very real and personal and private about it, and it's just really special in that way.